Welcome back to the war. In a shocking turn of events, the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia has taken a bold and unprecedented direction. August 2024 marked the first time since the invasion began that Ukrainian forces launched a significant incursion deep into Russian territory, specifically targeting the Kursk region. This escalation has left the world holding its breath as the conflict reaches new, uncharted territories, both literally and figuratively. But what does this mean for the war, and where do we go from here? Before we start the video, don't forget to check out our selection of playlists. We cover other wars like Vietnam, the World Wars, as well as Viking and Roman times. We will also be adding to our collection soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Now relax and enjoy the video. That's in order. The incursion. Let's start with the basics. What exactly went down in the Kursk region? On August 6, 2024, Ukrainian forces crossed the border into Russia, targeting the Kursk region, a significant agricultural and military hub about 100 kilometers from the border. This wasn't a minor raid. It was a coordinated military operation that involved infantry, armored vehicles, and drone strikes. The primary targets: Russian military installations, supply depots, and infrastructure critical to the logistics of the Russian war effort. The Ukrainian forces employed a strategy of quick strikes, aiming to disrupt Russian military operations without getting bogged down in prolonged engagements. By the time Russian reinforcements arrived, the Ukrainian units had already started pulling back, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. But why Kursk? Let's break it down. Why Kursk? The Kursk region holds a unique place in Russian military history, and its importance hasn't diminished in the modern era. It's known for the massive Battle of Kursk in 1943, the largest tank battle in history. But beyond its historical significance, Kursk is a crucial logistical hub for Russia's current military operations in Ukraine. The region hosts several key military installations, including air bases and supply routes critical to sustaining Russian operations in eastern Ukraine. By striking Kursk, Ukraine aims to disrupt these supply lines, forcing Russia to divert resources to protect its own territory rather than focusing entirely on the Ukrainian front. Moreover, this incursion into Kursk has a psychological component. For years, Russia has been the one threatening or invading its neighbors, not the other way around. This bold move by Ukraine sends a clear message. They're willing and able to strike deep into Russian territory, shattering the illusion of Russian invulnerability. How it's going? Latest developments. So how is the situation developing on the ground? In the immediate aftermath of the incursion, Russian forces responded with heavy artillery bombardments along the Ukrainian border and launched several airstrikes targeting Ukrainian positions near the border. However, Ukrainian air defenses have proven increasingly effective, shooting down several Russian drones and aircraft. On the ground, reports suggest that Russian forces are fortifying positions around Kursk, preparing for potential follow-up attacks. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces have taken many prisoners, with some soldiers shocked how easily Russian soldiers have given up. This operation has undoubtedly forced Russia to reconsider its priorities, as it now has to protect its own borders while continuing its campaign in Ukraine. The offensive has reportedly seized hundreds of square kilometers of Russian territory and palpably restored momentum and morale to Ukraine's war effort. The Russian official in charge of the border region of Kursk has spoken of 28 settlements under Ukrainian control, and almost 200,000 Russians have fled their homes, although Russia's defense ministry insisted that Ukrainian attempts to push deeper had been thwarted, but they have been proved wrong before. The international response has been mixed. Western nations have largely expressed support for Ukraine's right to defend itself, while urging caution to avoid further escalation. Conversely, Russia has condemned the incursion as an act of aggression, vowing retaliation. There are also reports that Moscow is seeking to rally domestic support for a broader mobilization, framing the conflict as an existential threat to Russian sovereignty. The wider implications. This incursion into Kursk isn't just a bold tactical move, it could be a game changer for the conflict as a whole. First, it changes the narrative. For the first time, the war has crossed into Russia in a meaningful way, which could have significant political ramifications in Moscow. The Kremlin has worked hard to shield the Russian population from the realities of the war. But now, with battles happening on Russian soil, that narrative is harder to maintain. Second, this operation could open the door for further cross-border actions by Ukraine, which might force Russia to spread its forces thinner, potentially weakening its grip on occupied territories in Ukraine. Hi, soldiers. Just a quick reminder. 85% of you who watch our videos aren't subscribed yet. If you enjoy our content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. That's an order. Finally, the incursion could influence international diplomatic efforts. With Ukraine demonstrating its capability and willingness to take the fight to Russia, there may be renewed pressure on Moscow to seek a negotiated settlement. Alternatively, this escalation could lead to an even more entrenched and bloody conflict, with neither side willing to back down. What's next? So what's next for Ukraine and Russia? Will this incursion into Kursk be a one-off or the beginning of a new phase in the war? Right now, both sides are likely reassessing their strategies. For Ukraine, the success of this operation could embolden further actions, especially if it leads to tangible results on the ground or forces Russia into a defensive posture. For Russia, the priority will be to prevent further incursions, which might involve reassigning troops from the Ukrainian front to bolster border defenses. In the coming weeks, we'll be watching closely to see if this sparks a broader escalation or if cooler heads prevail. What's clear is that this war is far from over, and the stakes are getting higher by the day. Conclusion. To wrap up, the Ukrainian incursion into Russia's Kursk region is a bold and potentially transformative move in the ongoing conflict. It's a reminder that this war is evolving, with new strategies and risks emerging as both sides seek an advantage. As always, we'll keep you updated with the latest developments, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay informed on this rapidly changing situation. What do you think? Will this incursion change the course of the war? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Check back in again soon. Salute.